Hello, everybody, and welcome to a conservation conversation. This week, I want to talk all about shark finning, what it is, the effects it has, why it happens, and what we can do to stop it. I feel like shark finning isn't often talked about, and I wonder if that's because sharks are often misrepresented. They're not the cuddly, cute creatures such as other endangered animals. But it's still a really real issue, and one that will affect us all. So let's get into it. Shark finning is the act of removing fins from the shark and dumping the body into the ocean. Now, the shark is often still alive and unable to swim effectively, and a shark that is unable to swim is unable to breathe. Most sharks need to be able to move through the water to push water over their gills and oxygenate and breathe. Without their fins, they can't do that, and they sink to the bottom of the ocean and either suffocate or are eaten by other predators. Now, I think that's a really horrible and barbaric way to go. I'd be pretty pissed if somebody came along and cut my arms off. It's important to note the difference between shark finning and shark fishing. Shark finning is the aforementioned act of removing the fins from the shark and dumping the body, whereas shark fishing requires the whole shark to be kept until you're ashore, when you can fin it as normal. Now, this matters because boats only have a limited capacity and obviously can only carry so much shark. So if you have to keep the whole body, you can't carry as many fins, and therefore business is slower, less sharks are killed. Now, this is a good thing, but it's by far the end of the problem. In a lot of places where shark finning is banned or restricted, shark fishing is completely legal. It's a positive step, but it's still not a solution to the problem. It's estimated that between 76 and 100 million sharks are killed per year. 32% of open ocean sharks are near extinction, with some of them seeing up to a 99% reduction in their numbers. Shark finning is unsustainable. If we keep killing sharks at this rate, there won't be enough around. That's a huge problem for not only the marine ecosystem, but us as well. We rely on having a healthy ocean, and sharks help keep that ocean healthy. So let's talk about why shark finning happens. So why does shark finning happen? Well, it all comes down to one dish really, shark fin soup. Shark fin soup is a traditional Chinese delicacy which dates back thousands of years. It was previously enjoyed by emperors and the aristocracy, but is now much more available to the general public. It's very popular at weddings and special occasions, and is even used in some traditional medicines. Now, I haven't tasted it, but from what I've heard, shark fins taste incredibly bland. In fact, they even reflavour the soup with different kinds of chicken stock. Also, sharks have an incredibly high mercury content, up to 42 times the amount that is safe for consumption. Now, shark fin soup isn't just served in China and other Asian territories, it's served worldwide in Chinese communities. There are upwards of 350 restaurants that serve it just in California. In fact, California alone equals 85% of US shark consumption. And we come back again to the number. 73 to 100 million sharks per year killed. All for a dish that you want to reflavour with chicken stock? That just seems insane to me. And the thing is that sharks are worth more alive than they are dead. Not only from an economical perspective, but from a scientific perspective. Sharks show incredibly high resistance to diseases such as cancer, and also heal at a very quick rate. Scientists wish to study them, but if we keep killing them off, these already evasive creatures are going to become even more difficult for us to learn from. Now, we also have to talk about the booming shark tourism industry. In places such as the Bahamas, where sharks are protected and they look after them, shark tourism brings in millions. A shark killed for consumption is maybe worth less than £100. But reef sharks in the Bahamas? They can bring up to 2 million over their lifetime with things such as shark feeding and shark diving. So the Bahamas look after their sharks, and in return they look after them. But let's look worldwide. What other protections are there? And the truth is, there's not many. You may not think that shark finning industry is an issue near you, but there's a high likelihood it is. Europe constitutes to a third of the shark import trade, with countries such as Spain, Britain, France, Portugal. All of these are shark fin importers. Also, we have to look at the United States, Mexico, India, Japan. So just because you don't see shark fins on the menu at your local Chinese restaurants doesn't mean they don't export it to other countries. Hong Kong constitutes from between 50 to 80% of all imported shark trade. And as hopeless as it sounds, this fight is far from over. So why should we care? Apart from the economical and scientific reasons we discussed earlier, we should also care for the very survival of our oceans. Sharks play an incredibly important role keeping the balance in our delicate marine ecosystems. Sharks have been the top predators in the oceans for nearly 450 million years. They were around 200 million years before the dinosaurs. They've evolved to be a key part of our oceans, an irreplaceable part of our oceans. And the ocean, it's our source of food, a source of water, a source of clean air. Without our oceans, humanity would just cease to exist. So we really should care about the health of our oceans and the role that sharks play in that. Sharks are misrepresented, misunderstood, and demonized constantly in popular media. They really aren't the man-eaters that they're portrayed to be. I'll make a video later on that subject matter and you can make your mind up for yourself. I believe it's this sort of misrepresentation that, despite the depopulation of sharks being such a major and pressing threat to our oceans, conservation efforts worldwide are often undervalued, underfunded, and not talked about. Sharks are apex predators and are at the very top of the food chain. The food chain is the foundations of our ecosystem. And the balance of this hierarchy is so important. Apex predators such as sharks remove the weak and the sick from prey species and keep other predatory species under balance. Sharks are indirectly responsible for herbivore species populations as well. Without sharks, other predatory species would become dominant. Their population growth would explode. And because of that, herbivore food sources such as algae and seagrass would be overeaten and die out. And with those food sources dying out, the death of the reef would follow shortly after. And it has not only ecological impact, but impact upon the lives of people that depend on those reefs and those fisheries and those fish populations. Local and commercial fisheries would go out of business. People's livelihoods would be destroyed. All because we've decided that shark fin soup is more important than the natural food chain. I'm not just fighting for the survival of our sharks, I'm fighting for a healthy ocean, a healthy planet, and the survival of those that come after us. This is an issue we can't ignore. So what can we do to help? So what can we do to help? Well, the big reason shark fin soup is there is because of demand. So if we can stifle the demand, perhaps we can make a small impact. Boycott restaurants near you that serve shark fin soup, or better yet, write to them and try and get them to take it off their menus. If we can get enough people writing into these restaurants, I truly believe we can change their minds on what they serve. Another thing we can do is petitions. Petitions that can be put forth to local government. There's hundreds of them online, and if you can't find one in your area or that supports your views, then you can start your own. I'll link to a few that I know of down below, and I hope that you'll join me in signing them. Spreading awareness is one of the biggest things we can do. Educating our peers, our family, the people around us. We need people to be able to see that this is a problem. We need people to change their views on sharks and see them as the beautiful creatures they are and not the monsters that they're so often portrayed. So share this video, share videos like it, post on social media. If we start making enough noise, eventually someone's going to hear us. And if you're still on the fence about sharks, then I implore you that when the world opens back up again, maybe see if you could go on an ecotourism trip and swim with them or feed them. It's perfectly safe and it's such an incredible experience. It honestly will change your mind on sharks forever. Right, I feel like I've said enough today, and I really hope you found this video informative. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts that watched this video. If you liked it, please feel free to like and comment below. If you loved it, please consider subscribing. I'm going to have many more videos coming soon, and I'd also really like to know what you guys want to hear about. But if you didn't like the video, please feel free to tell me why down below. I'd love some constructive criticism so that I can keep on improving and deliver better content to you guys. Well, that's me. This has been a conservation conversation, and I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.